Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree if you are new here, and in today's video I'm doing another declutter. So I have all of my cream bronzers, my cream blushes, and my cream highlights sitting out next to me. I have a ton of stuff that I already know just by looking that I am going to be getting rid of. So I'm super excited about this video, and let's declutter some cream cheek products. Let me whip out my inventory really quick. I'm honestly surprised it took me this long to start doing inventories. Okay, so a couple little disclaimers that I do at the beginning of literally all of my declutters that I've done recently is that first and foremost, I do have a project pan basket and I do have some cream products in there. That is a completely separate entity from what I'm doing here. None of that's going to be in today's declutter. That's its own thing, it's its own vibe. So none of that's going to be in here. And for the longest time, I actually really wasn't into cream products. I have always been the type of person that prefers to have my makeup set. I hate when my face feels sticky, and I always associated cream makeup with my face being like tacky, you know, just unset makeup, because I was like, well, what's the point? If I'm gonna set it, you're not gonna be able to see it, right? I've learned how to change, like I've learned how to use it. I've learned how to, you know, make them work for me in a way that I love. And then last year I got really hyper fixated on cream cheek products and I bought a ton. I definitely did buy quite a bit, and for the most part, cream products last a lot of uses. They don't last a long time because obviously they spoil a lot quicker than like your powder blush would, but like use wise they last a long time. So I definitely have some stuff floating around over here that was from before my little hyperfixation, that was like things that I was testing and trying to be like, can I get this to work for me? And then they just kind of hang out in my collection. And so stuff like that definitely is gonna need to go today, because honestly, I think my like first level of declutter is gonna be like, did I have this before my hyperfixation last year? Because if I've had this for over a year, probably not the best thing to put on my face. And secondly, I actually don't use cream highlight like at all. If I'm using a cream highlight, it is Auric Glow Lust, which I include in my base declutter because I use that more as a base product than I do as a highlight. But if I'm doing a cream highlight, I use Auric Glow Lust. I don't use any of the ones that's over here. If these ones are passing the age test and the smell test and the, you know, moistness test, the creaminess test, more than likely I'm actually probably just gonna put them in with my like cream eyeshadows, because I feel like I would get a lot more use out of them on my eyes than I would on my face. And if I leave them in my cream product drawer, I'm not gonna remember to use them on my eyes. So that's probably what I'm gonna end up doing with any highlights that I keep. But yeah, I'm gonna end up just keeping bronzers and blushes, and I still use powder highlight on my face. It's just how I do my makeup, at least right now. So there's that. Starting out, I have 30 products total between cream bronzers, cream blushes, and cream highlights. So we're starting with 30 things, assuming my count is correct. They're all in front of me. I could count it really quick. Okay, 29. I either don't know how to math or I didn't know how to count at my last, I may have put something in my project pan between then and now. I don't know. Whatever. Irrelevant. It is irrelevant. Let's just jump in, shall we? So I'm gonna go in order. I'm gonna do all the bronzers, all the blushes, and then all of the highlights, and just go from there. So let me grab all of these. Okay, just looking at the cream bronzers that I have in front of me, all of them are gonna pass the age test. All of these were purchased within the past year. At least since my hyperfixation started, which was like July-ish of last year. So, which I guess I'm filming for July, so it's been about a year. Yeah, it's been about a year actually, because I got COVID right at the end of June, and that was when I changed how I did my makeup. So I remember my last day off being the 4th of July, because that's just kind of how it worked out. I'm just gonna grab and go. I'm not picking on basically like which one, because there's a couple in here that I already know, but I'm just gonna grab and go. This one's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer. Still smells good. One of my absolute favorites. I would love to purchase one shade darker at some point because this is actually rather close to my skin tone. It's definitely a really good like winter time cream bronzer, but this stuff blends so easily. It blends like butter. It's just like, you literally don't even have to do anything and it's just blended. It's so perfect. I love it so much. So definitely keeping that one. This one is the Makeup Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer. This is in the shade Light. Still smells good. It smells vaguely like, I don't know what it smells like, but it smells so fucking good. Couple things with this one. First of all, if you are fairer than me, don't bother with this one. It's already very pigmented. Let me actually go wash my hands really quick so I can check swatches on all of these. Backtracking to ABH really quick. Super creamy still. So here is ABH. Now back to this guy. If you're any fairer than I am, I wouldn't bother with this one. It's the lightest shade. It's very pigmented. It's very emollient too, so it's very easy to like kind of over blend it, but it's also significantly darker than most of the other ones that I have. It's a beautiful formula. I figured out how to make it work best for me. But yeah, if you're fairer than I am, I wouldn't bother with this, but if you have a deeper complexion, they have deeper shades of this, and I think this would be stunning on basically any complexion deeper than me. But yeah, love this one. Definitely keeping it. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Still smells fine. Listen, I kind of have beef with this one. It's just, first of all, it's so fucking tiny that like it's tedious to like get a brush in there. It's a little bit sheer, a little bit thin, a little bit annoying. I'm gonna set it off to the side just until I check one other one, because I may put this into my project pan because I know that the cream bronzer that's in there is almost done and I would like one to go in there. And I don't hate it. It's almost like a mix between those two shades. I don't hate it. It's just, I don't ever reach for it because it's not a favorite of mine. So yeah, I'm gonna set that one off to the side just for a minute. Okay, so this is the Rare Beauty bronzer stick in the shade Happy Soul. Again, much more pigmented than like this one, for example. This one's kind of a bitch to blend, so this one would never end up in like my project pan. Actually, it could, because on my fast days I just don't use cream bronzer. Anyways, what you can actually see by this one is that it dries down very quickly, which can get very like stressful to work with. Like, so does putty, I guess. But then you have like the Makeup Revolution one just stays creamy. Same with the ABH one, stays creamy for like a decently long time. I'm gonna keep it because I know that it would be really good for underpainting, but it's definitely like not a favorite. Okay, and this is the one I want to check up against the putty bronzer. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Bronzer Matte. This one's in the shade I'll Bet. Oh yeah, you need to just, you're dry. It's very dry. This one was honestly like really dry, and look, it didn't even like give a good swatch. Really dry, hard to work with from the get-go. It just wasn't really a good vibe. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this, and then I'm gonna put the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer into my project pan. And then last, but certainly not least, I have the NARS bronzing cream. This one's in Laguna 2. Also smells good. Did I just get some on my nose? No. This one I have noticed is starting to get like a little bit dry. Oh god, I picked up way too much. Jesus Christ. Scoop some of that off. Yeah, this one's definitely starting to like dry out on me. It's fine for now. I'm gonna be so for real right now, even though I just said that it's like not my favorite to use. The Rare Beauty one was actually like easier to work with than that one. It's just like starting to dry out and get a little bit icky. I'm gonna get rid of it. As much as I like it, I wish that I could buy it in like a slightly smaller container. But yeah, it's getting a little dry. It's getting a little bit like, let me see if I can show you what it looks like. Like, look at that. It's a little funky. It's getting a little funk. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Breaks my heart to do so, but I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay, cream blushes. Just taking a quick look. There is one that I know of for a fact is very old, and that's ColourPop blush stick in Mini Me. It's very old. It's immediately going to be getting rid of. And I have a couple in here that are like, I have the same one but just in a couple different shades, so I'm going to do those back to back at the same time. First up, I have the About Face Cheek Freak in the shade Cowgirl. So that's what it looks like right there. I do really like this one. It's a little bit sheer. It's a very pretty shade. So I'm gonna keep you. And then I'm actually gonna do this one back to back because it's very similar. This is the Melt Cosmetics Cream Blush Light in the shade Sandy Cheeks. I just want to see how similar they, oh, they're not similar at all. Sandy Cheeks is, or the cream blush is very pigmented. So this one is, they're similar in shade, but like Sandy Cheeks is like the more pigmented, more creamy version of the Cheek Freak. I'm gonna keep them both because I like them both. I am actually gonna get rid of the AF94 blush stick in the shade Savor. It's very similar to these two. It's also, the cap is broken, so the cap doesn't even stay on it anymore. So that one's gonna go. Out of the three, it was like my least favorite anyway, so that's fine. Easy save. The LYS Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in the shade Kindness. I hit pan on this one. I'll swatch it for funsies, but keeping it. I guess I should swatch it for like comparison's sake, but it's like the most beautiful peachy blush. I love it. Easy keep. And just to match its kind of semi-similar counterpart, kind of semi-similar, this is the, I should be smelling these. Why am I not smelling? Why am I not? Okay, let me swatch this one because it's already on my finger, and then I'm gonna go back and smell. Because I forgot. This is the Anasazi Beverly Hills Cream Blush Stick in the shade Nectarine. So they're actually not similar at all. My only gripe with this is that it comes with a brush on the tip, which as you can see, I've never used because I literally would never use that. How do you wash that? Literally all of those smelled like nothing. Okay, and the next up I have another ColourPop blush stick that I bought more recently. This one is in the shade Cottage Life. Doesn't smell like anything. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this one. I just like don't ever reach for it, and it's very similar. It's like a mix, honestly, between, I could achieve that shade by mixing like LYS and Sandy. Why don't I ever mix these? Well, that changes fucking everything in my makeup routine. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it though. And then I have two of the Milani Cheek Kiss cream blushes. This one's in the shade Coral Crush, which is like very, obviously, very unique. It's like its own thing. I'm gonna keep that because it's good to have like that nice pop blush. And then this one's the one that I use much more often. This is in the shade Nude Kiss. These ones are, as you can see, very pigmented. I'm definitely doing like heavier swatches on them, but really pigmented, really creamy, really easy to blend though. But definitely gonna keep Nude Kiss. Did I smell you? I'm a mess today. And then I have an e.l.f. Putty Blush. This one's in the shade Bahamas. Again, I don't love the formula. I don't love the size of the thing. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this as well. And usually with cream products, or usually with powder products, I will give them to people. I'll give them away if they're not like too crazy old or too crazy used. But with cream stuff, I'm gonna throw them away immediately because there's no way to sanitize them, unfortunately. The e.l.f. Luminous Putty Blush in the shade Bermuda. Ew, you don't smell very nice. I just don't love it. I don't love it. I tried really hard to love all of these and I just don't. I'm gonna get rid of that one as well. And now I got 4 little tubes. So I have two brands, 4 tubes. I have the NYX Sweet Cheeks Soft Cheek Tint Blush Mousse. This first one is Nude Tude. Smells fine. We're gonna go up here. Obviously gonna look a lot more pigmented because I'm swatching directly from the tube, but that one's nice. It's a nice different kind of variety. And then this one is Coralicious. Also smells fine. Again, nice to have a kind of good pop, you know? I'm gonna keep both of those because I like them. And then last but not least, for cream blush, I have two of the LA Girl Soft Matte Cream Blushes. I don't really know how I'm gonna smell these. I guess just squeeze it on my finger. So that one on my hand is Rosebud, which looks absolutely nothing like the packaging. You can see why I got thrown off. And then this one is Grace. Very different than other ones that I already have. So I'm gonna keep these as well. I don't use them quite as often, but they're just kind of a different vibe, a different texture. So done with that. Let me clean off my arm. And then on to cream highlight. And age-wise, I can already knock 3 of these out of here. So I have 2 of the ColourPop light sticks. I'm curious. Yeah, you smell like crayons. Yeah, so two of the ColourPop light sticks can go. I bought those so long ago. I never liked the formula. And then also the About Face Light Lock stick. Also very old. Also smells like crayons. Why do stick cream products always end up smelling like crayons? I mean, I guess it's a good like, just like easy way to tell, but you know. So that means I have 5 products left and it's literally just 3 of one thing and 2 of another thing. And if I end up keeping these, they're just, like I said earlier, just gonna go directly into my cream shadow drawer. And then I may honestly end up revisiting them in a couple months with my cream shadows. We'll see. We'll see if I end up including them again. So first thing first, I have 2 of the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighters. It's a very nice mirror. This one right here is in the shade Kitten. So these are really, really, really thin. Like really thin. Will that even be effective as a, I mean, I'll try it as like a cream shadow, just like very sheer. And then this one is Opulence. Again, very sheer, shiny, but very, very, very sheer, like almost non-existent. Like I said, I'm gonna try them as cream shadows. This formula may not even work as a cream shadow. I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a shot. It doesn't hurt to try, right? And then I have 3 of the ColourPop Super Shock highlights. So this first one is Stole the Show. Still smells fine. Still super creamy. These ones are obviously much more pigmented than the Stila ones. That's right. There's something stained my hand or my arm. Right there. It's kind of like a almost white gold. It would be a nice shadow. And then I have the ever popular Flexitarian. Still super creamy. Very blinding, like very, very, very blinding. Again, would be a great eyeshadow. I'm also weirdly noticed that like in my cream shadows, I don't have a ton of just like neutral ones to use, so it'll be nice. It'll be nice to have these. And then last but not least, I have Lunch Money, which when I purchased it, it was broken and I kind of just mushed it back together. So I'm gonna actually get rid of this one because it's gonna end up falling out of here. You also smell different than the rest. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of Lunch Money. Lunch Money was always one of my favorites, but it came broken and it's been a problem ever since. Let me do my recounts, get my duckies in a row, and I'll figure out what I kept and what my numbers were, what my final numbers were, just in case you're curious. Okay, so out of 29 products that I started with, 5 of them are getting relegated off to different parts of my makeup collection. And then I kept 13 things. So that means I got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got actually removing completely from my collection 11 things. If we take the 5 that are just like going, I like got rid of half, honestly. Like I genuinely, from the drawer, got rid of half my things. I definitely got rid of half of my bronzers, and I got rid of close to half of my cream blushes. So I would say that this was a very successful declutter. Next year is going to be a completely different story. I would guess that I'll probably be done with most of this, or at least like close to done with most of this come next year. But yeah, I would say that today's declutter was very successful in my personal opinion. So that's gonna wrap up today's video. Which one's next? Who's next? So next month is gonna be one that's gonna be kind of different. I did it last year as well, but that was prior to me like really truly changing how I do all of my makeup. So it's gonna be a fun one, but I'm gonna declutter my backups. I definitely don't have nearly as much as I did last year pre-declutter, and obviously with being on a no-buy for now 7 months, I have definitely been making quite the dent in my backups. But I mean, if I look at my full inventory count as of last month, as of last month I had 82 things sitting in my backup drawer, and I know that I purchased a couple things that just because they were in stock, and well, I had a 5x point and I needed a couple things like eyeliners and stuff. Like I would rather just buy a couple eyeliners at once, things like that. Things that I know that I'm getting close to finishing. So I wanted a backup just to have it, because I kind of cheated a little bit with my haul purchase, but whatever. I have like probably 90 things sitting in my backup drawer that need to be gone through, figured out. So that's going to be next month. But I do feel very proud of and very pleased with my cream declutter backup. So my cream product declutter backup. So very happy with that. And yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video. Comment down below and let me know a product that you decluttered recently. I would love to hear all about it. Please subscribe if you have not already. It would mean the world to me. Like this video, ring the bell, do all the things. I hope that you guys have an awesome day, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!